सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम् सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम् सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम् सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम् रे रे 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 सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम् सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम् सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम् रे रे 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 सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम्
Yeah, we'll start. The audio is clear? Ramesh,
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, we'll start.
Yes, audio is clear.
Bhyo namaha harihi Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parambaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vasudevasudam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Sarvasamshayacchettaram Satchidananda Vigraham Sada Susmera Vadanam Balakrishnam Namamyaham Vidyaranyadvaidyat Vyadheriva Bhavasya hi Vinutyai Pathyanaswadyantam Panchadasi Prakaranani Bhakshyani. Om. Good morning and namaskaram to all. So we are discussing Panchadasi, the first chapter, Thatwa Viveka Prakaranam. So we have completed up to verse number 14. We'll continue from verse number 15. So what Vidyaranya Swami says. So Vidyaranya Swami first established the consciousness, explained the consciousness principle, which is eternal and ever present from our own experience of this waking state, dream state, and also in deep sleep, and the same consciousness is existence And then Vidyaranya Swami continued to say that it is the source of Ananda also, because we love ourselves the most, and the at whatever we love the most has to be the source of Ananda. But we don't experience that Ananda at all times. How is it possible? So for that, Vidyaranya Swami gives example of a group of students chanting Veda mantras, out of which one is our own son, but we are unable to hear the voice coming from own son because of a pradibandha. So similarly, the Anandam is not experienced because of pradibandham. So that pradibandham, he defines the pradibandham, right? So here, what is the pradibandham? The pradibandham is ajnanam, ignorance, right? That is the cause of this Anandam not being experienced by us at all times. And then Vidyaranya Swami continues, Chidanandamaya Brahma Pratibimba Samanvita Tamo Rajas Sattva Guna Prakritir Dvividha Chasa. So, on the 14th verse, Tasya Hetuhu Samanabhiharaha Putradhvani Srutau Ihanadir Avidyaiva Vyamohaika Nibandhanam. Iha Vyamoha Eka Nibandhanam. So the main cause for this delusion is the ignorance. Okay, Anadihi Avidya, which is Anadi, there is no starting. Okay, there is no starting for this avidya. We don't know when it started. And that avidya, the beginningless avidya, is the cause of this moham, delusion, because of which we are all suffering, or we are not able to find the shanti or sukham, or the samsara dukkham continues. So he says, what is the reason for this avidya? So we have come to cornered, the problem is avidya. Okay, and what is that avidya? Chidananda Maya Brahma. So this Brahman, it is the Satchidananda Swarupam. This Ananda Swarupam is this Brahman. Okay, but this Brahman is reflecting on a medium. So this, what is the medium? The medium is Prakriti. Prakriti is the medium. What is this Prakriti? Prakriti is the primordial substance. Okay, it is subtler than even the energy. Energy we know, right? We know. Whatever we see here as matter is energy. Everything is energy here. Sarvam pranamayam. Everything is prana, energy. So this whole universe that is appearing in front of us is energy, and the Prakriti is even subtler than the energy. And this Prakriti is of three gunas. Is composed, this Prakriti is composed of three gunas: Sattva, Raja, Tama. Sattva gunam, Rajo gunam, and Tamo gunam. So these three gunas constitute the Prakriti. Okay. And that Prakriti is divided into two here. At the moment, two. Later, he will explain the third one also. What are the two pradhana prakriti? Two prakritis he is explaining, Vidyaranya Swami. One is sattva pradhana prakriti. Okay. The other is rajah pradhana prakriti. And third one, tamo gunam. Okay, that he will explain later. So let us now see what Vidyaranya Swami says. As per the verse we will go. Sattva pradhana prakriti and rajo pradhana prakriti. Okay. Sattva pradhanam means even whether it is sattva pradhana prakriti or raja pradhana prakriti, this also is inert matter. It is all jadam only. Okay, it is the consciousness which gives existence to this also. Okay, so this sattva pradhana prakriti, sattva pradhanam, the dominant by sattva guna, rajas and tamo also is there, but very minimal. And in rajo pradhana prakriti, rajogunam is dominant, the other two are minimal. That is why it is called pradhanam. So main component is sattva gunam, and these two are mentioned by Vidyaranya Swami here. Chidanandamaya Brahma Pradibimba Samanvita. Pradibimba Samanvita. Samanvita means it is associated. Samanvita means it is associated or endowed with Brahman. What? This Prakriti. So, Sattva Pradhana Prakriti and Rajo Pradhana Prakriti both are associated or endowed with the Brahman consciousness. That is Satchidanandamaya Brahma. Okay. So, this is the two Dvividha. Two. He is explaining now. What are they? Let us see. Before that, what is Sattva Gunam here? We know Bhagavad Gita says Sattvat Sanjayade Jnanam. Right? What is Sattva Guna means? The ability, okay, or to know, to perceive, to think. Okay, that is Sattva Gunam. Rajo Gunam is that which want to do action. So, Rajo Gunam is all Kriya Shakti. Okay, action, all the karmendriyas, etc., the organs of action, etc., is all Rajogunam. And Sattva Gunam is Jnanendriyas, Jnanam, want to know, right? The ability to know, ability to see, smell, taste, think, decide. Okay, all of that is Sattva Guna. Rajogunam is all of action, and Tamogunam is inertia, right? Inertia. That is the Dravya Shakti, it is called Dravya Shakti. Inertia. So these are the three gunas. So among that, Sattva Pradhana Prakriti and Raja Pradhana Prakriti, there are two. This much Vidyaranya Swami said in the 15th verse. Now we will move further, 16th verse. Sattva Shuddhya Vishuddhyabhyam Maya Vidye Chate Mate Maya Bimbo Vasikritya Tam Syat Sarvajna Ishvaraha. Sattva Shuddhya Abhishuddhyabhyam. There are two. One is Shuddha Sattva Prakriti. The Sattva Pradhana Prakriti we explained. The same thing is called Shuddha Sattva Prakriti. When it is contaminated with other impurities, okay, it becomes Ashuddha, Avishuddha Prakriti. So, Abhishuddha, Sattva Shuddhya, Avishuddhi Prakriti. So, Avishuddhi Prakriti, it is also called Rajo Guna Pradhana Prakriti, also called Malina Sattva Prakriti. So, there are two which he explained in the previous verse. Is here Shuddha Sattva Prakriti and Malina Sattva Prakriti. Shuddha Sattva Prakriti is called Maya. So what is Maya? Maya is Shuddha Sattva Prakriti, or it is also called Sattva Pradhana Prakriti. What is it? It is inert in nature, in itself it is inert. Maya is inert, it is Jadam. Okay? And the second is Malina Sattvam. Malina Sattvam is Avidya. Okay, so now Vidyaranya Swami is coming to explain all this. So, Sattva Shuddhya Avishuddhibhyam Maya Avidyecha Te Mate. Maya Avidyecha. Maya and Avidya Te Mate. It is said that the Maya is Shuddha Sattva and Avidya is Malina Sattva. Malina Sattva means it is more contaminated with Rajas and Tamas. It is Avidya. Okay. Say like the rainwater is pure. But when it is mixed with other gases and other impurities, etc., it becomes dirty. Otherwise, rainwater is pure. No? So like that, one is Shuddha Sattva. The other is when it is contaminated, it becomes Malina Sattva. And when this Shuddha Sattva, both are Prakriti, I said both are Prakriti only, which is inert in nature. They are the mediums. Okay, they are the mediums. In these mediums, these two mediums, when consciousness reflects, the consciousness, the Chaitanyam, when the Chaitanyam reflects in these two Prakritis, they are called Ishvara and Jiva. So here, Maya Bimbo Vashikritya Tam Syat Sarvajna Ishvaraha. So in this verse, Vidyaranya Swami says, when the consciousness reflects in Maya. What is Maya? Don't forget Shuddha Sattva Prakriti. What is Shuddha Sattva Prakriti? It is inert in nature, it is a Jadam. But when it is the medium, when the consciousness reflects there, is called Ishvaraha, Bhagavan. And what is the Bhagavan here? Sarvajnaha Ishvaraha. He knows everything. Sarvajnaha. Right? The what do you call? Omniscient. We call it, no? That omniscience. The Bhagavan knows everything. That is Sarvajnaha. Who is Sarvajnaha Ishvaraha? The Brahman, the consciousness, when it reflects in a medium of Shuddha Sattva or Sattva Pradhana Prakriti, is called Ishvaraha, or consciousness reflected in Maya is Ishvaraha. The same consciousness, when it reflects in the Malina Sattva Prakriti, or when it reflects in Avidya. So, Avidya is the Malina Sattva Prakriti. What is Malina Sattva Prakriti? It is the subtler than the energy. Okay? When the consciousness reflects in that media, is called Jiva. See, you imagine the sunlight, okay, the sun. When the sun reflects in a mirror, the mirror is the medium, and in the mirror, when the sun reflects, there is a reflected sun, right? When it reflects in the medium of a mirror, it reflects. So the reflected sun is always associated with the medium. Correct? it is this medium and the reflection, they are inseparable. Whereas the sun is separable. It is separated. Whereas the reflection and the medium, they have to be always together. So that means the medium Maya and the reflected consciousness Ishvara are always inseparable. Similarly, the medium Avidya, which is the Rajoguna Pradhana Prakriti or Malina Sattva Prakriti, right? That means the mirror is dust. There has got a lot of dust is there. Dirty mirror. So when in the dirty mirror, when the sun reflects, the reflected consciousness or the jiva is inseparable with the medium avidya. But originally, either the jiva or Ishvara, both are same consciousness. Right? It is the same consciousness. When it reflects in Maya is called Ishvaraha. When it reflects in Avidya is called Jivaha. So this Ishvaraha is Sarvajnaha. And also what Ishvara does? Maya Bimbo Vashikritya. It has, Bhagavan or Ishvara has a total control on Maya. Ishvara has total control on Maya. Tam Syat Sarvajna Ishvaraha. See, in Bhagavad Gita we have studied 4th chapter. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavam yatma mayaya. I utilize Maya for Srishti Sthiti Pralayam. Means the Maya is always under the control of Bhagavan, Ishvara. Whereas Avidya, but that which reflects on Avidya, the jivas are controlled by Maya. Whereas Maya cannot control Ishvara. Ishvara controls Maya. That is what Krishna said there. Prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavam yatma maya. And not only that, whenever Ishvara wants, he can take a avatara. Okay, that is what yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So that is the fourth chapter, 6th and 7th verse. So this Ishvara controls Maya, controlling Maya does the Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, etc. Means who controls the whole universe. Under the control of Ishvara, everything happens here. Right? There is a perfect law of karma. There is a rhythm in this universe. Rhythm, we know rhythm, the rhythm, perfect order. There is an orderly thing that is happening in this universe. That is 100% perfect. Who controls? It is controlled by Ishvara. So, Bhagavan or Ishvara, he is Sarvajnaha and he controls Vashikritya, Maya Bimbo Vashikritya, that Pradibimbam, reflection is Ishvara and it controls the Maya. Syat Sarvajna Ishvaraha, and he is Sarvajna also. Now, next. What is next? 17th verse. Now we have to talk about Avidya. Right? What is this Jiva? So far, Vidyaranyana Swami has not talked about Jiva. Let us see what Swami says. Avidya Vashagastvanyah Tadvaichitryadanekadha Sa Karana Shariram Syad Praknyastatrabhimanavan. Avidya Vashagastvanyah Tadvaichitryadanekadha Sa Karana Shariram Syat. Praknyas-tatrabhimanavan. Anyaha tu. That Chaitanyam, when the Chaitanyam reflects in avidya, is called a jiva. Okay, that jiva, avidya vasagaha, is overpowered by avidya. So the jiva is controlled by avidya. Whereas in the previous case, the Ishvara controls Maya, whereas here the avidya, the malina tattva prakriti, malina sattva prakriti or rajoguna pradhana prakriti, which is already jada in nature, when the same reflection, when the same consciousness, when Brahman reflects in this avidya, right, that is, you assume, you imagine a dust mirror. Okay, impure mirror, very dirty mirror. When it reflects, that reflection is the jiva, and that jiva is controlled by avidya, by ignorance. That is why avidya vasagaha, controlled, overpowered by this avidya, and also tad vaichitriyat anekadha, is of different grades, different degrees, or different mixture. See, the Rajogunam and Tamogunam are in various proportions. When they mix, the mixture will be many, right? As per the proportion changes, the degree of dirt on the mirror also changes. Some mirrors may be very dirty, some may be not that much dirty. It all depends on the dirt. It depends on the impurities that is there. So as per the grade of impurity, the reflection also will change. That is why Vidyaranya Swami says tad vaichitriyat, because of the various proportions of this gunas, rajas and tamas, anekadha, they are of many different nature, right? Crores and crores, we can say. See, what we know we can say, like what we know, we know there are humans, there are animals, there are plants, there are virus, there is a water bodies are there, and then there are so many other celestials. All they are jivas only, right? This much we know. There could be crores which we don't know. As a human being, we don't know. Even among human beings, those who observe carefully, we know each one is different. Each jiva is different. Man, woman, so many other, right? And among men and women also, each one is different. Each one is unique. I am different from you, you are different from somebody else. Even the looks, the personality, the way each one behaves, each one's desires are different. Each one's way of handling the situations are different. So each jiva is unique and different. That is what here says. Tad vaichitriyat anekadha. And what is the common in all of this? Common in all jivas? The common thing is all jivas are controlled or slave to the avidya. That is common. Okay. So, as per the avidya, as per the vasanas, another word I use, vasana is same as avidya. As per the avidya, each jiva is different, each jiva behaves differently, etc. So, each jiva appears differently also. So, avidya vasagastvanyaha tad vaijitriad anekadha, that much we explained. Sa karana shariram syad. That avidya is called karana shariram. Karana means cause. Karana shariram. Karana means cause. That is a cause. Cause of what? Cause of the sukshma shariram and sthula shariram. we know three bodies. Those who have attended Bhagavad Gita and who have gone through other Prakarana Granthas or etc., they know there are three bodies. One is Sthula Shariram, this body, this gross body, like head and your hands, legs, etc. This is called the Sthula Shariram. Then the Sukshma Shariram. Sukshma Shariram, Andhakaranam. Okay, Andhakaranam. The inner organ. Inner organ has got 17 constituents. This is going to come. That is why I am telling you now only. 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, 5 Pranas, Manaha, Buddhi. These are the 17 constituents of the Sukshma Shariram. In general, you can say the mind. Okay, one is this body, hardware, and the software, the mind. The cause of these two is called Karana Sharira. If the Karana Sharira is causal body, is this avidya. Okay, avidya. What is avidya? Malina Sattva Prakriti. It is also Prakriti only. It is Jadam in nature. Okay, it doesn't have its own existence. It exists because of the presence of consciousness. Okay, so this avidya is the cause of both the Sukshma Shariram and Sthula Shariram, both the subtle body and the gross body. And that Karana Shariram is avidya. It is also a Sharira. What is Sharira meaning? Perishable. That is the meaning of Sharira. Sharira means perishable. Right? Causal body. See, don't think that body, when you say body, don't think like it has got a head and 2 hands and 2 legs, etc. need to be there. No, not necessarily all these branches of a tree like that it should be there for a Sharira. Not necessarily. Only Sthula Sharira has got all these various parts and all. Whereas when you say Karana Sharira, it is a subtle Jada Vastu. Okay, it is a subtle thing, subtle matter, it is subtle inertia, inert matter, which causes a mind or Andhakaranam, Sukshma Shariram, and further it causes the creation of a Sthula Shariram. So what is the root cause of this Sukshma Shariram and Sthula Shariram? Karana Shariram. What is Karana Shariram? Avidya. What is avidya? This Malina Sattva Prakriti. Okay, what is Malina Sattva Prakriti? Raja Pradhana Prakriti. What is Rajogunam? The urge to do actions. That is Raja, Rajogunam. Okay, so that is how we are cornering this avidya. Okay, we are going to the root cause of this problem. Samsara Dukkham, we are going to the root cause of it. What is the root cause? Avidya. That much we know now. Ignorance. Avidya. Okay. And one who identifies with this Karana Sharira is called Praknyaha. He is Praknyaha. Praknyaha is a technical word, is a technical name given to the ego, to the jiva, which identifies with this avidya. Okay. Sa Karana Shariram Syad. Those who are making notes and all, they can note, there is sufficient time. Sa Karana Shariram Syat. No need to write down anything, you can just keep on listening, that is good enough. Sa Karana Shariram Syad Praknyas Tatra Abhimanavan. That who identifies with this Karana Shariram is called Praknyaha. So the consciousness, never forget the Brahman, when it reflects in a medium called avidya, is called jiva. That is you and me. Okay, we are all jivas. This jiva, when it identifies with the causal body avidya, is called prajnaha. So, actually, we are all what? We are all consciousness. When the sun reflects in many pots, when all the pots have got water, some water is pure, some water is dirty, right? Some are lightly dirty, some are heavily dirty. When the same sun reflects in it, in the jalapatram, in all the pots, we can see the reflection. All those reflections are jivas, whereas originally all the reflections are the sun. Similarly, the consciousness, Brahman, when it reflects in various numerous crores and crores of mediums, when it reflects, the one which we call it as jiva is originally, we are all Brahman only. Instead of looking at the sun, everyone is looking at the wrong side. We are looking at the avidya, or we are looking at our desires, vasanas. Nobody is looking inside. Everyone is looking outside. Okay? So, instead of seeing Paramatma, we are not seeing Paramatma. We are identifying ourselves with the medium. That is why I said avidya, the mediums. And we get caught up with our desires and subsequent problems. So, instead of claiming that I am Paramatma, I am this miserable Karana Sharira, and then Sukshma Sharira, and then Sthula Sharira is the cause of samsara dukkham. So we should understand that every jiva is Brahman alone. That is what the Shruti says, Aham Brahmasmi. I am that Brahman. Tattvamasi. You are also that Brahman. Tattvamasi. I am Atma Brahma. All of this jivas, everyone is Atma alone. That Atma is Brahman. Prajnanam Brahma. That Samvit, which Vidyaranya Swami explained here as Samvit, is Brahman. Right? So, that is the knowledge which we have to assimilate. So, Vidyaranya Swami is slowly coming to the point. What Vidyaranya Swami says? Sa karana shariram syad prajñas tatra abhimanavan. And as we said, this medium and the reflection cannot be separated, right? So like the Ishvara and Maya cannot be separated. Avidya and Jiva cannot be separated. They are always together. So this Ishvara and Maya together is, we call it as Ardhanarishvara and all. Right? Ardhanarishvara Sankalpam is that only. Devi with Bhagavan. That is it. Same thing in Mahakavi Kalidasa in Raghuvamsham he said a beautiful verse. Vagartha viva sampriktau Vagartha pratipattaye Jagatah pitarau vande Parvati Parameshwarau. Here Parvati and Parameshwarau is this Maya Devi and Sakshat Brahman. How they are inseparable? Like Vagartha viva sampriktau. A word and its meaning. Okay? Word and its meaning, it is inseparable. Similarly, Maya and Ishvara all always together. Cannot separate Ishvara from Maya. Right. Now we'll move to the 18th verse. So, earlier Vidyaranya Swami explained about Sattva Pradhana Prakriti and Raja Pradhana Prakriti. Now going to tamaha. Tamah pradhana prakritehe tad bhogayeshvaraknyaya viyat pavana tejom bubhuvo bhutani jaknire. Tad bhogaya. Tad bhogaya means for the enjoyment of those. Those means what? Those praknyas. The praknyaha, those jivas who identifies themselves with the karana shariram, the praknya, we explained already. Who is a praknya? The karana sharira abhimani. The ego which says, I am this karana shariram, body. Okay? That praknyas, tad bhogaya, for their enjoyment. For their enjoyment means for the anubhavam of, for the experience of sukham and dukkham. That is anubhavam, that is experience. Tad bhogaya tamah pradhana prakritehe, from the tamo guna pradhana prakriti. So here we will call the tamah pradhana prakriti as simply prakriti. Okay, from now onwards, when we say prakriti, it is the tamah pradhana prakriti. So from the sattva pradhana prakriti, which is maya, Ishvara. From the raja pradhana prakriti, avidya, it is the jiva. The Ishvara is only one, maya is only one, whereas the raja pradhana prakriti is different because of the various proportions of this rajogunam and tamogunam, and because of that jivas are plenty, numerous. Ishvara is one, jiva is plenty, and then tamapradhana prakriti is the jagat. Okay, so tamapradhana prakriti is the jagat, which is one but capable of evolution, capable of multiplication. So jiva, jagat, Ishvara. Ishvara is that Brahman, when it reflects in Sattva Pradhana Prakriti Maya, is Ishvara. When Brahman reflects in the many avidyas, that is Raja Pradhana Prakriti is the Jivas. And when Tama Pradhana Prakriti, when it reflects, that is Jagat, which is one but which is capable of evolution. For this Tamah Pradhana Prakriti, only existence is there. Okay, that we will explain later. So, Tamah Pradhana, so from now onwards we will call Prakriti only. When we say Prakriti, it is Tamah Pradhana Prakriti. Tamah Pradhana Prakritehe Tat Bhogaya Ishvaraknyaya, as per the instruction from the Bhagavan. Ishvaraknyaya. What is created or what are born? Viyat, Akasha, Pavana, Vayu, Teja, Agni, Ambu, water, Bhumi. So, the space, air, fire, water and earth. All these 5 elements are born. So these 5 are born out of Tamah Pradhana Prakriti. Remember Tamah Pradhana. Tamogunam is more dominant. Sattva and Rajas are also there in this Tamah Pradhana Prakriti. Don't forget. Okay. So Tamah Pradhana Prakriti. From this Tamoguna Pradhana Prakriti, Ishvaraknyaya, by the Sankalpa of Ishvara, by under the order of Ishvara, Viyat, Pavana, Tejombu, Bhuvaha, Bhutani, all the 5 big elements, Akasham, Vayu, Agni, Jalam, Prithivi, Jatnire, they are born or created, or they are created. So it is like under the orders of Bhagavan. So one Mahatma has written that when the husband or when the Grihanatha, when he instructs or proposes to his wife that guests are to be entertained. Who are the guests? All the jivas are the guests, are to be entertained with the food and supplies. Okay, and he blesses his wife that with my blessings you create. So for the enjoyment of this jivas, the wife, right, creates food and supplies, etc. for the jivas. Similarly, under the instruction of Bhagavan, Ishvara, tad bhogaya, Ishvara Aknyaya, tad bhogaya, for the enjoyment, Sugam Dukkam, they have to go through the Sugam and Dukkam. Everyone has to enjoy the karma phala. Whatever karma is done, for that enjoyment, either Sugam or Dukkam, doesn't matter. Ishvara is not bothered. For the Sugam and Dukkam of the Jivas, they need things, right? So for that, first created the 5 big elements. Yeah. So we have to remember, we should not forget that whatever we are seeing here in this universe, all of this, right? Everything has come from the 5 big elements. And who created these 5 big elements? Ishvara. Right? Under the blessings of Ishvara, all these 5 are created. And from these 5 elements, everything is created. So the whole universe is one family with one father and one mother. Who is the father? Ishvara is the father. And who is the mother? Devi is the mother. Bhagavan and Bhagavati. This is Bhagavat Seva. Okay, the concept of Bhagavati Seva and all has come from here. Bhagavan and Bhagavati. Okay, so this Bhagavan and Bhagavati, one father and one mother, everyone is one family actually. But the Jivas forgot. The Jivas forgot about it. They forgot about that it is one family, and having this problem of me and mine and the samsara dukkam started. This is the process by which every individual is suffering in this world. Okay. Yeah. Then one definition I want to tell, Prakriti. What is Prakriti? Prakarshena kriti yogyatvad prakritihi. Okay. Prakarshena kriti yogyatvad. That which can be molded into various shapes. Prakarshena kriti yogyatvad prakritihi. That is just means this Prakriti can be molded into any shape. Any shape it can be molded. That is why it is called Prakriti. For example, if you have got a rice powder mixture, okay, rice powder, you have rice powder is there. With that rice powder, you mix with water and things. You can make dosha, you can make idli, you can make so many other things, right? Any shape, anything you can make. Similarly, this Prakriti, Prakarshena kriti yogyatvat prakritihi. It can be molded into any shape. That is what it means. Just I wanted to mention that. And what is the molded product is called? These are all some technical terms. Don't worry too much about it. Since I have written down, I am saying Prakriti becomes Vikriti. Okay. So the product is called Vikriti. The raw material is called Prakriti. The product is called Vikriti. Okay. So Prakriti becomes Vikriti or Vikaram. Vikaro Namadheyam. Mrittige Teva Satyam. Right? So all that which changes into various shapes is called the Vikritis, and originally it is all Prakriti. And what that Prakriti, one Prakriti is formed as the first initially. The 5 big elements are born. Tad bhogaya ishvaraknyaya Prakritehe. We already said Tamapradhana Prakriti, we are going to call it as Prakriti. From that Prakriti, 5 big elements are created. And from that 5 big elements, all the products, final products are created, Vikritis are created. This is how the creation is done. Okay? For whom? For why they are created? For Jiva Bhogaya. For Jiva only. It is not for Ishvara. Ishvara doesn't need all of these bhogas. Okay? It is all for the Jivas only. Not for Ishvara. Ishvara doesn't have, because Ishvara doesn't have any accumulated karmas. Right? The Sanchita karma, Agami karma, Prarabdha karmas, all these karmas are Jivas. Jivas have accumulated. Right? We have explained in other Bhagavad Gita, etc. All these 3 karmas, etc. Anyway, it will come later. Otherwise, we will explain what is this Prarabdha karma, Sanchita karma, Agami karma, etc. So these karmas, because of that, when the karma is done, certain karma vasanas are produced, and then from that karma vasanas, we need to enjoy, or we have to go through the sukham and dukkham in the coming days. Okay, maybe in this life or next life, doesn't matter. That karma, accumulation of karma will lead to sukham and dukkham, no doubt about it. So that enjoyment for the experience of sukham and dukkham, all of these are created. So Purva Janma Krita Punya Papa Karma Phala Bhogaya. That is the definition of Bhogaya. Purva Janma Krita Punya Papa Karma Phala Bhogaya, world is created. So the world is created because of karma. So when is the first world created? Before that there must be jivas, right? So when is the first karma came? Or when is the first karma came, or when the universe came? This question will come. Right? Everyone will think about like this. Ones who are seriously thinking will ask, first karma came or the universe came? Or first the jiva came or the universe came? First which one came? There is no answer to this question, because it is cyclic. It is cyclic. It is not, there is no starting point. There is no starting point for this avidya. Similarly, there is no starting point first whether karma came or the bhoga came. There is no answer to this, because it is cyclic. It is like asking first whether the egg came or the chicken came. There is no answer to that. Right? Either the seed came first or the tree came first. From the seed, the tree came, and from the tree again seeds are formed. Again the trees are born. So which came first, the tree or the seed? No, we don't have answer to that. But one thing we know, both are earth only. Both will become earth. Right? That is sure. So like that, all of this, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, they are all an appearance in consciousness. So all of them are consciousness alone, Bhagavan alone. That is sure. Okay? That is sure. But this, which came first, this either the karma came first or whether the world came first. So when was the first time somebody did a karma? So see, a jiva is born because of a previous karma. Right? So to do karma you need universe. So which came first? This is the question. Okay, think about it. There is no answer to this, because it is cyclic. That is the only answer. Okay. We'll move to the 19th verse. Now let us see what is the Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, etc. Sattvam shaif panjabhistesham kramadhendriya panchakam shrotra tvagakshirasan ghranakyamupajayate. Sattvam shaihi panjabhihi tesham क्रमाद्धि इंद्रिय पंचकम क्रमात् धी इंद्रिय पंचकम श्रोत्र त्वगाक्षि रसन घ्राणाख्य आख्य आख्यम उपजायते तेषां सत्वांशैः. There the five big elements. So the first five big elements are born. Akasham, Vayu, Agni, Jalam, Prithvi. From there, Satvamshaihi, from the Satvamsham, Sattvic quality. That is why I said they are born from, initially said they are born from Tama Pradhana Prakriti. Okay, those who remember, the doubt should come. If it is come from Tamam, how come there is Sattva here? So it is Tama Pradhana Prakriti. So they have got both Tama as well as Sattvam and Rajas also is there. Okay, but Pradhanam Tama. Okay, dominant is Tamo Gunam. So from those five big elements, there is Sattva Guna also is there. From that Sattva Guna of those five big elements, Tesham Satvamshaihi, from that Sattva Guna of that five big elements, Panchabihi, five Jnanendriyas are born. Kramat means in the same order, respectively. Kramat means respectively. Shrotra, Tvag, Akshi, Rasana, Grana. Shrotra, hearing, Shabda, that is Shabdam. Tvag, the skin or Sparsham. Akshi, Rupam, seeing the Rupam, seeing Akshi. Rasana, taste. Granam, the ability to smell. So the Srotram, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. So the five Jnanendriyas with which we are able to hear, touch, see, taste, smell. So the five Indriyas are born out of the five big elements Sattvamsham. Akasham, from Akasha, the hearing, Shabdam, that is respectively Vayu, the touch, Agni, the seeing ability, from the Jalam, water, it is the taste, and from the Prithvi, it is the smell. So all the five big elements are, or they became the sense organs. That is, they became means the Sattvamsham of these five big elements became the sense organs. So from the Sattva Guna of these five big elements came the five sense organs, means they became this, is it not? So suppose in our body, where is the Sattvamsham of this Akasha is the hearing ability, very clear. So the five big elements are in our body. The Sattvamsham of these five big elements in our body are the Jnanendriyas in our system. Either human system or either plants or any other species, if you take all of this, I mean there the sense organs may be different, but in a human being the sense organs are created from the Sattvamsham of the five big elements. Pure Sattvamsham of these five big elements are the Jnanendriyas. I hope it is clear, right? So already we discussed that there are 17 elements of Sukshma Shariram. Five Jnanendriyas, five Karmendriyas, five Pranas, Manaha, Buddhi, 16, 17. So these are the 17 constituents of the Sukshma Shariram, the subtle body, or in generally you can call Andhakaranam. Okay? Or still further if you want to say just mind. Okay? But mind is another faculty only that we will discuss in detail in the next class. So 19th we are finished with 19 Sattvamshaihi Panjabihi Tesham क्रमाद्धीन्द्रिय पंचगम श्रोत्रत्वगक्षि रसन घ्राणाख्यम उपजायते. So they are called Shrotram, the five big elements, Sattwamsham, the Indriyas are Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandham. The hearing ability, the touch ability, the ability to Shabda, Sparsha, Rupam, seeing, taste and Gandham. These five Jnanendriyas, all the Jnanendriyas are born out of the five big elements, Sattwamsham. So from 20th onwards, we will continue in the next session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Harihi Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu.
Thank you, sir.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
Thank you. Thank you.
धन्यवाद.